doing? I hope everybody's having a beautiful day. I just looked at my hair and I'm like, yo, I just need to put some lotion on. The shower's making me dry. How's everybody doing today? I hope everybody's having a beautiful day. Hey, yo, check this out. Today, this is what we talking about. All right, so there's some shit that came out about Fat Joe. I actually have a lot to say on this. I was actually going to do a piece on Fat Joe in regards to Big Pun. That's something that we was gonna do previously on this channel. It was something. It was in regards to Big Pun, just so everybody could know. The story was pulled back for a reason, and I believe that this is the reason why the story was pulled back. The individual that was giving me the story, they basically told me that they wanted to hold off on the story for reasons, and they basically told me that what they wanted to do, that something else had came up. I believe that this is what it is. And so there's something that I want to say real quick, because people love to say that I don't have any kind of, they try to say that I don't have any, whatever they try to say. They try to take away my credibility or whatever the fuck. You understand what I'm saying? People are always trying to make it seem like I'm not a credible source. I've been telling y'all that there's mad rats in hip-hop. There are so many rats in hip-hop, it's retarded. I'm tired of people acting like everybody in hip-hop, all of these people are upstanding gang members. No, a lot of these niggas is straight snitches. Let's get to this Fat Joe shit real quick. I want to explain something to everybody that don't get, that might not understand. This timeline is kind of in there like this. I'm going to tell y'all from what I understand it. If I get anything wrong, please feel free to try to correct me in the comments if you know something that I might not know. So check this out. Listen. So apparently what happened is there's these dudes called the Rat Hunters. I'm going to explain to y'all something that happens in jail. And this is what a lot of y'all don't know. And this is why a lot of dudes come out of jail, and some dudes come out of jail when they do well. When you locked up and you in there and you putting in that pain and you putting in that work, sometimes you make good allies and you make good friends. What up, Suzette Carbuckle? Sometimes you make good allies and you make good friends. And then what happens is when you get released and when you come back out, those individuals then look out for you in whatever the ways it might be, because, you know, y'all was tight or whatever the case might be. First of all, before we go any further, shout out to Lozo Couture. That's what we rocking today. We rocking that Lozo Couture today. And also, shout out to BQ Mommy with the Black Lives Matter shirt that we rocking right here. I'm going to try to get I believe I could get a hold of the website where y'all could go purchase one yourself. Shout out to BQ Mommy. Shout out to Lozo Couture. We doing well over here. Don't let people trick you. We doing okay, all right? With that being said, I'm not addressing no bullshit. With that being said, basically what happens is when you come out of jail, depending on what you did in jail, depending on what friends you made in jail, depending on what kind of work you put on. What up, Sean Thomas? Depending on what kind of work you put on in jail or whatever the case is, what happens is when you come out, sometimes people owe you favors or they just do you well because you know what I'm saying? You might have a skill or a talent or whatever the case is. Anyway, so there was a gentleman that came out of, I got the paperwork right here. I'm about to show you. I'm about to read it. There was a gentleman that had came out of jail. When the gentleman came out of jail, he took over a territory. When the individual took over the territory, somebody had to get removed. I guess that's the best way to put it. Hold on. Let me read the paperwork to you right here. I'm going to read the paperwork to you. They're saying Fat Joe made these claims in these conversations to the police. And before I read this paperwork, I want to say something real quick, and we're going to get right to the paperwork. Yo, check this out. I want all of you individuals out there who have 100% said that you are right for not liking snitches. We're not here protecting snitches. We're not condoning snitches. We're not on that time. So I need every single which one of you out there that all y'all do is spend all day talking about Tekashi 6ix9ine. I want y'all to not forget that this information about Fat Joe exists. And I'm going to need for y'all to put that same energy into that y'all putting into 6ix9ine and the Fat Joe. And the reason why I'm saying is, if this information is correct, what 6ix9ine, what Fat Joe did was, Fat Joe went and told on some well, 6ix9ine told on some real street niggas also, but Fat Joe told directly on crimes that were gonna put people away potentially for their life. And in other states, these crimes could give you the death penalty. Just so we could be clear. Just so we could be clear. You hear me say alleged paperwork. I'm about to read you the paperwork. It's whatever you think about the paperwork. I want to know who thinks this paperwork is real also and who thinks this paperwork is fake. Anyway, the paperwork starts off. I'm going to show y'all what I'm reading from. I have a individual on the internet that gets me all of the paperwork, snitching paperwork. If y'all snitch, this motherfucker's gonna find that shit and send it to me, just so you know. And the snitching series, look for a snitching video today. Anyway, the paperwork goes: Trinity Ave, Mr. Cartagena stated that he also sold crack on Union Ave. I want to point something out real quick before we go any further. Look, I'm not even saying that the paperwork is real. If you read the title, it says alleged. I'm also in here asking you guys, do you think the paperwork is real? So if you think the paperwork is real, comment whether you think the paperwork is real. If you think the paperwork is fake, comment that you think the paperwork is fake. Put your opinions out there. Let us know what you think. With that being said, I'm not arguing. I'm not arguing whether the paperwork is real or whether the paperwork is fake. I'm having a conversation with what the paperwork says. Copy? Does that make any sense? I'm just having a conversation on what the paperwork says. Okay, so let's go from there. I want to say something real quick. It says Mr. Cartagena stated that he also sold crack on Union Ave. Right? So Mr. Cartagena stated that he also sold crack on Union Ave, right? So he also stated that the first time he went to jail was when he got caught with the IRS situation, right? So why didn't Mr. Cartagena go to jail when he got caught selling crack? In the 80s, you get caught selling crack, they putting you away. I mean, in the 90s, pardon me, you get caught selling crack, they putting you away. In the 80s too, you get so caught selling crack, they putting you away, they hitting you. All right, so I just want to point that out. And they said his nickname was Joey Crack because he sold crack. Now, this is the only reason why I think that this is a lie. This is the only reason why I do not believe this paperwork. Listen, I'm not saying this paperwork is real. I'm not saying that this paperwork is false. I'm just saying I know of an inaccuracy in the paperwork that I know for a fact is an inaccuracy, and I'm going to tell y'all what it is. But this inaccuracy could have just been him lying to the police in order to make him look better. Also make him look like he a real street nigga. Joey Crack didn't get his name Joey Crack from selling crack, y'all. Joey Crack got his name Joey Crack allegedly, because when a nigga is a fat nigga, he got fat. He used to be a slim nigga. He got fat, and every time he bend over, you see the crack of his ass. So that's allegedly how he got the name Joey Crack. It could be from selling crack. That's what he says the streets say. Yeah, so that's from what I knew, just so we could be clear. So that's one thing that is in this paperwork that from the information that I know, that's inaccurate. So for everybody that's out here saying that this shit is inaccurate and this shit is a lie, no, Joey Crack did not get his name Joey Crack from selling crack. He got his name Joey Crack because the nigga pants. Just so y'all know. So that's one inaccuracy that I see in here. And that's something that a lot of niggas not from New York wouldn't know. But for all of y'all people that want to defend Fat Joe, like this is not, like this is fake, that might be something that y'all want to bring up. Anyway, it goes on to say, Mr. Cartagena stated that Marquet Stroud killed the guy named Truth on Kingsbridge. So I want to say something real quick. I want to explain something real quick, just so we could be clear on something, right? 6ix9ine snitched on a whole bunch of shit, but he ain't never snitched on the murder. If this is real, they're basically saying Fat Joe snitched on a murder. Cause I want to have a vote real quick. I'm not in the thing, so I can't. I'm not on my computer, so I can't do the actual vote. But could we have a vote real quick in the chat? Show of hands. Who thinks snitching on a murder is worse? Who thinks what 6ix9ine did is worse? I want to know, right? Just write 6ix9ine or Joe. Rizzo says, M-Rec handled that all wrong. He was co-signing people calling him a rat. He's going to have to stand on that. I totally disagree with how Rec handled it. He's supposed to stay neutral. I'm going to let y'all know something else real quick. I have received, this is not the first time I've heard Fat Joe was allegedly a snitch. This is not the first time. I've heard a lot of these dudes are snitches. Like, I don't even want to go into it anymore, because one of the reasons why I think that I get a lot of the shit that I get over here is because I do be exposing a lot of real shit that y'all niggas don't know is real shit until a year or two after I expose the shit. So, and then after that time, niggas is already mad at me for telling the truth. So this is not an easy job, y'all. I'm not going nowhere, but this is not an easy job. How is thousands in jail because of 6ix9ine? What the fuck? Like, you don't gotta lie. Like, you don't gotta lie. Like, okay, okay, you don't gotta lie. That's all I'm saying. Thousands are not in jail. Stop exaggerating the situation. Then I'm gonna have to say something defensive, and then people are gonna think I'm sticking up for a fucking snitch. The fuck? Billy Wolf says snitching on a murder could get somebody put away forever. 6ix9ine was handing out 15 years apiece. That's a great point. I think snitching on a murder is worse. Both are definitely bad. Snitching is snitching, I agree. So the point in which I'm trying to make is the only point I was trying to make is every single person who is out here talking about 6ix9ine snitching, I need to see them Fat Joe posts. Is that fair? Real quick, everybody, is that fair? We got 93 people in here. Could I get that likes up, please? I know y'all enjoying the content. Could we get those likes up? Shotty said, literally said they not in jail because of 6ix9ine because he moved. Yeah, Shotty said they not in jail because of 6ix9ine. Basically, what I'm asking is this. If you was getting snitched on, would you rather somebody snitch on you for something that could potentially put you away for the rest of your life? Or would you rather somebody snitch on you for something? What the fuck? How do you check and see how much power you got in this phone? I'm on my iPhone. I'm on my iPhone. Shit look like it's going dead. Why? How do I check the power on this shit? I'm sorry, y'all. I can see how much power I got in my iPhone. That's not the question I'm asking. Why do when I ask a question, people, okay, there's this thing called whataboutism. That's when somebody has a hard question or they have to give a response, and instead of giving a response, they do something else other than just answering the question. ABG, I am not going in on you, but dude, you don't answer no question, so how can we have a conversation? This is not a conversation, homie. This is not a conversation. All right? If I'm talking and everything that I say, all you doing, I don't know how to, I can't tell how much power in my phone. All I know is that my phone went dark. All right. If it just cuts out on y'all, it's because my battery died. And I don't know how to check my battery while I'm in this damn live. All right, so that's all I'm trying to say. You notice how y'all niggas act like the worst thing in to happen. Like, this is the shit that killed me. I want to talk about this fat joke. Just tap the screen. Nah, it's not working. All right, this is the shit that killed me. Y'all niggas act like 6ix9ine is worse than Hitler. Like, that's the shit that killed me. I swipe down. But after I swipe down, I can't see nothing else you saying. But I swipe down. Y'all act like 6ix9ine is worse than Hitler, yo. Like, that is crazy. Like, yo, at this point, I can't take you 6ix9ine haters serious. I can't take y'all serious. The only snitch y'all hate is 6ix9ine. Y'all don't hate none of the other snitches. No other. Y'all don't hate no other. What the fuck? Y'all don't hate no other snitch. Only 6ix9ine. So I can't take you niggas seriously. That's all I'm saying. Let's go back to the paperwork. I can't take you niggas seriously. I'm not even entertaining y'all niggas conversation. Y'all niggas is out here defending every snitch. Every fucking snitch. Y'all defend every snitch. But 6ix9ine is the devil. All right, I'm gonna try to go check the thing. I can't get out of this shit. I gotta close out the app. I'm just gonna go. We just the power's not good. The battery's fine. The battery's fine. I don't need to see myself. Mega Bill said he's just the new topic of discussion. The people talking, taking. All right, come on. Hold on. All right, so let's get back to the rest of this paperwork. I just want to point that out because Fat Joe is being accused of snitching on a murderer. He's being accused of quite possibly sending somebody to jail for the rest of their life, and niggas is defending him. Like, is it? So I just want to be clear on this. Are the only is 6ix9ine the only person not allowed to snitch? Because when other people get called out for snitching, y'all niggas don't say shit. Call that nigga out. Fuck everybody that's snitching. I'm on that time. But why only fuck 6ix9ine? Why not fuck all them other snitches? That's all I'm saying. Fuck all the snitches. How you doing this morning? That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm ever saying. So I'm gonna sit back and watch y'all niggas defend every other snitch. I'm gonna call out all of you niggas that's not fucking going at Fat Joe or at least calling out the paperwork. All of you niggas. This is why people don't like me, because I call people out on their bullshit, on real bullshit, not made up stuff. Anyway, let's get back to the paperwork. All right, so they're saying that Mr. Cartagena, Fat Joe, stated that Mark A. Stroud killed a guy named Truth in Kingsbridge for a crew called 25 to Life. So not only did he snitch on it, how you doing this morning? Good morning. Okay. I'm not 100% sure if the paperwork is. We got 94 people in here. Could we get the likes up? I'm not 100% sure if the paperwork is real or not. I saw something in the paperwork I didn't necessarily like. Fat Joe didn't get his name Fat Joe from selling crack. He got his name Fat Joe because when the nigga bent over, it was always a crack because the nigga pants ain't fit. So just to put you on the game. So I saw that and that was an inconsistency. So I don't know. But he could have just been lying for street rep. Who knows, right? So basically they're saying Fat Joe snitched on the one dude that did the shooting. He also snitched on the individuals that sent them. Then they said Fat Joe stated that one day Mark A, Fat Chino, and Fat Chino and Shorty was looking for a shooter. So then he snitched on 3 more niggas allegedly and how they was looking for shooters. He said Mr. Cartagena stated that they wanted to kill a guy named, and then that's blacked out, Ray's, who was the leader of the Nasty Boys. So they snitched on 2 gangs allegedly. Just so we could be clear, I just want y'all to take a tally of this, because what y'all not understanding is, for everybody that's saying that he sent one person to jail, remember, there's 4 names that we just read, and there's 4 names that we just read, just so we could be clear. And besides the 4 names that we just read, 2 gangs, entire gangs we just read that he just attached to a murder. And y'all still saying that what 6ix9ine did was worse. This nigga attached 4 names and 2 gangs to a murder. And you niggas is still saying what 6ix9ine did is worse. I cannot take you guys seriously. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I can't take you seriously. I can't take, you shouldn't take yourself seriously. I don't care when it was. Snitching is snitching, right? You see what I'm saying? We pick and choose. Snitching is snitching, right? Am I wrong? I thought snitching was snitching. 2 seconds ago, snitching was snitching. Now snitching ain't snitching. Now in 2004, snitching was something else. You understand what I'm saying? Joe allegedly named 2 gangs and 4 people. And y'all still saying 6ix9ine was worse. Are y'all niggas serious? It says, who was the leader and told the leader of the gang. What up, King Will? He says, yo, Frost, what up, brother? Hope all is well. BBN Frost, salute, salute. Also, that Cash App is open, y'all. So hold on. Mr. Cartagena stated that they wanted to kill a guy named Ray's, who was the leader of the Nasty Boys from Hunts Point during the 80s, when he was a graffiti writer and leader of the Casanova crew. So he's done named, allegedly, he's done named 3 different crews and on some paperwork where he's also allegedly talking about how niggas was trying to hire shooters to kill a nigga. Okay. Nah, you're right. What 6ix9ine did was way worse. Right? That's what y'all saying? What 6ix9ine did was way worse. 6ix9ine sent a couple of niggas to jail, or he was testified in the case that sent a couple of niggas to jail. Right? That's a fact. Don't let nobody lie to you. But this nigga right here probably opened up 2 or 3 different RICO cases if RICOs was a thing back then. But no, you're right. 6ix9ine was worse. 100% worse. Oh, I'm not looking for an interview with nobody, but thank you for taking about it. I need y'all to go for the clothes for the gear that I got on right now. I need y'all to go to this website, home of New York City Urban Street. If you want to cop some of the merch I got on today, you want to go here. I'm sorry it's not picking up well, but it's home of NYC Urban Street. You want to go over there. Shout out to them. He ain't rat on Bat. 6ix9ine didn't rat on Bat. And Bat was the only one that was in there for, Bat was in there for the most serious charge. 6ix9ine ain't rat on him. This story is a whole adult out there. That's a fact. Nah, but y'all right. 6ix9ine is the worst. This dude probably got RICO charges on 3 different gangs, if this is true. If this is true. He probably got RICO charges on 3 different gangs, or got 4 different gangs, or at least got 4 different gangs if they weren't already under the eye of the police. Under the eye of the police. If this is true. Shout out to Jody Spencer with the $10 drop. Definitely appreciate you, young. Definitely appreciate you, homeboy. Jody, shout out to Jody Spencer. Who's next? Come on, man. We over here working. Sorry, somebody sent me something I need to read, I think. If this is true, look, I do not know if this is true. This is still all alleged to Jack Frost and the BBN Network. There are things that I do know that I'm not going to disclose right now. I know y'all think I tell everything, but I really don't. There are things that I do know that I'm not going to disclose right now. How they go from rat to a bat, don't know how to tell you. There are things that I do know, not about this particular case, but about Joe Budden. I mean, pardon me, Fat Joe specifically. I don't really think that I don't see how it weighs into this particular case, so I'm not going to just pile on them. We're going to just talk about this specifically. If it weighs in any way, and what I'm talking about for everybody that don't know is a situation revolving around Fat Joe and Big Pun's family. What up, Cynthia Satterfield? Is the situation revolving around Big Pun and Big Pun's estate and Fat Joe family. So I have a ton of information on that. We might start going into that soon. I don't know. I'm gonna wait for a minute. But we're gonna definitely be covering this and look for the snitching in to open back up. Obviously, we have to start that series back up. And I want to say something real quick for everybody that's not seen. We have a series on this channel called The Snitching. Go check it out. We got about 6 or 7 episodes. We have 8 or 9 episodes. Pardon me. We have more coming. There are a lot of snitches in hip hop. I can literally just run down a list of names. It's probably be 15, 20 names fucking deep. That could go about 20 names deep of snitches in hip hop. I've not been fucking, I'm not an expose channel. I'm not trying to expose snitches, all right? But when we start talking about these niggas, I guarantee you I'm going to give you some of the best coverage because I know about most of this shit already. Now, basically what they're saying happened, I'm going to read the paperwork straight through in 1 second. But basically, just so you could get an understanding of what they're saying happened is, Fat Joe got picked up for something. I'm assuming they're saying Fat Joe got picked up for selling crack. But Fat Joe got picked up for something. While Fat Joe was picked up, he allegedly started snitching on this other case, so they'll let him go. What he's saying happened is that there was an individual who was looking for a shooter. The individual was looking for a shooter, and the individual went to another niggas. Them niggas went to a whole nother hood and found the shooter from a whole nother gang to come back around that killed the whole nother nigga. So that's what they're busy saying happened. That's what the paperwork is saying, that Fat Joe told on that case. Just so we can be clear, because I'm going slow through it so we can talk about the different aspects of it, obviously. Then it goes on to say, I'm going to read it from the beginning right now all the way through to the end. It says, Trinity Ave, Mr. Cartagena stated that he also... That's another reason. Like, I think that this part of this ain't here. You understand what I'm saying? Like, part of this ain't here. There's a whole nother part of this that ain't here. Anyway, it says, Mr. Cartagena stated that he also sold crack on Union Ave and that he got his nickname Joey Crack. That's how he got his nickname Joey Crack. Mr. Cartagena stated that Marquez Stroud killed the guy named Truth on Kingsbridge for a crew named 25 to Life. Mr. Cartagena stated that one day Marquez, Fat Chino, Arnold Rodriguez, and Shorty looking for a shooter. Mr. Cartagena stated that they wanted to kill a guy named Ray's, who was the leader of the Nasty Boys from Hunts Point. Mr. Cartagena stated that they didn't know Ray's personally. He knew of him during he didn't know Ray's personally. He knew of him during the 80s when he graffitied, when he was a graffiti writer and leader of the Casanova crew. The Casanovas fought with the Squad, a crew from Forest Projects. Mr. Cartagena stated that it was Ray's who killed Chupo. Mr. Cartagena stated that Pistol Pete and Charlie Rock, more names associated with Mr. Cartagena, knew Ray's from prison and that he was a rat hunter, aka New York prison gang, and that Mr. Cartagena stated that both Ray's and Afro were taking contract hits. Mr. Cartagena stated that Fat Chino wanted a shooter that Ray's didn't know. Mr. Cartagena stated that Julio Benitez, Ray's brother-in-law, paid a guy named Chucky to kill Ray's. Wow. Ray's was shot inside of a building in Hunts Point. So I don't... One, that's extremely detailed. Just so we could be clear. Look, I'm not saying the paperwork is or isn't fake. I do not know this. We're having a discussion right now. We're having this conversation right now. But I do want to hear what Fat Joe has to say. Because, look, y'all do know that these dudes, some of these dudes are still alive in jail, right? Y'all know this, right? Like, this isn't... Y'all not... You're aware of this, right? Some of these dudes are alive. Some of this shit could literally be verified from the individuals whose names are in the fucking paperwork. So if this is fake paperwork, we should find out even faster than if it's real paperwork. Get it? You get it? Because niggas is already calling these dudes. Or niggas already know whether this shit is real or not. Get it? What I want to know is what Fat Joe has to say. Look, these dudes are still alive. Some of these dudes are still alive. Mega Bill said he's taking care of families or something. Mega Bills also said Joe must have been paying somebody if they've been quiet. That's a fact. If they've been quiet, somebody had to get paid off, right? But nobody's been quiet. People's been yelling about Joe regarding other situations and matters for years. This is not nothing new. Niggas just think this shit is new. This is not new. I'm about to hit y'all in the head in a second. Let me know when y'all ready. I'm about to hit you in the head in a second. I'm about to hit you in the head in a second. Who's ready? I want to see some readies. I want to know who's ready. Everybody type ready. If y'all want to know, I'm about to hit y'all in the head. I'm going to talk about that 6ix9ine shit in 2 seconds. Who's ready? I want to know who's ready. Crypto says, why y'all think Fat Joe ain't go to PR for 3 decades until recently, talking about he was afraid to fly? Laugh out loud. You could take boats to PR. Y'all ready? Positive vibes only. All of this happened because Nori dissed fucking Wu-Tang on all of this shit happened because Nori dissed Wu-Tang on Drink Champs. Niggas have been sitting on this information for months. Somebody sent out the word last night. Nori started this shit when he did his shit on Drink Champs. Yeah, I do know that there's a Nori took the stand and put Havoc's brother in jail, right? Did I just put y'all on the game, or did I tell y'all something y'all already knew? Nori took the stand and Nori took the stand and Havoc's brother ended up going away for a little while. Did I just put y'all on the game, or did y'all already know? Oh, Capone, pardon me. Hold on. So who took the stand, Nori or Capone? It could have been Capone. I heard it was Nori. Okay, so that was Capone, but that's still Noreaga. He still rock with the nigga, right? Anyway, so that was Capone that took the stand. But hold on, check out this. That shit happened because the nigga Nori dissed fucking, they came after Wu. I'm telling you why that happened. I'm telling you why that, what up, K? K Cole? I'm telling you why that happened. I'm gonna say this once again. That snitch paperwork, listen. Appreciate you, Anthony. Listen. That snitch paperwork has been circulating for months. I know this to be a fact. Somebody pulled the string the other day on dude, and I think it has something to do with Nori and Drink Champs. That's just me talking. I could be wrong. Somebody pulled the string on him. Did you see how quickly Fax dude, that what's his name? Fax? Mickey Fax or some shit like that? Did you see how quick that dude came out with that apology? And what did Nori do? Nori and Drink Champs didn't put out an apology yet. They waiting until Friday. I thought that was weird because Nori could have just went on his Instagram and apologized. Why is Nori and DJ effing wait until Friday? Why DJ effing wait until Friday? Why Nori wait until Friday? I told y'all, come on, man. Cash App is open. Let's go. What the fuck? I'm not putting y'all on the game. I'm not doing that Jack Frost thing right now. Nigga, Mickey Fax apologized immediately. What the fuck? Why did it take fucking DJ effing and this nigga so long to apologize? They ain't apologized yet. They talking about they gonna wait to do it for a Friday show. What up, Ricky Castillo? What up, Third Party? I mean, Third Coast? Tell me. Look. I'm telling you what, they don't know what the oven, they got word. I'm telling you right now. I'm going to tell you what I believe happened. They did whatever they did. The word already went out that niggas was coming after niggas. Mickey Fax don't want no parts of this shit. He apologized immediately. Immediately. He ain't want no parts of this. The other dudes don't know what these guys was gonna come after them or not, so they sat on their apology. What up, Prince to Amir? Salute. So they sat on their apology. Nah, I think they sat on their apology. Because look, Fat Joe and Nori like this. That whole camp over there that they got, they like this. Them niggas is winning together. What up, E Nice? Them niggas is winning together. What up, G Mac? Them niggas is winning together. They like this. There's a saying, stay down till you come up. New York Post reported Joe snitched in 94. So I want to know where all the Bronx niggas at that talk all of this shit about Tekashi 6ix9ine. Where you niggas at? Can somebody explain to me where all of these niggas is at? All of you Harlem, well, the Harlem niggas don't be talking about snitches that much. But all of you Bronx niggas, all of you Brooklyn niggas, all of you niggas that all y'all want to do is talk about snitches. I'm not saying, either come out and say that you don't believe the paperwork, but come out and say something. What up, Inky? Hey, yo, Inky, I want to have a conversation with you. You could call me right now and talk about Polight if you want. You could call me right now, period. You could cover this conversation with me if you want. I appreciate you. That's what I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. New York Post, somebody just put that the New York Post reported that Joe, I don't know if this is true. Somebody just put it in the comments. It might be a lie. But they're saying that the New York Post reported that Fat Joe cooperated in 94. I don't know how true that is. What up, Ben Roman? You can't put links. I don't allow links. Sorry about that, my brother. I'm going to try to have Inky on at some point, if possible, if that's something he wanted to discuss. I didn't say you lie. I don't know you. Nobody said you lying. And I'm going to ask for you not to get violent with me, because if you're going to start talking crazy like that, I'm just going to kick you. And you've been doing a good job, so I prefer you don't do that. I don't deal with the hostility. I'm not doing that. Anyway. Yes. What up, yo?
What's going on, God?
Chilling, my brother. Yo, so everybody that don't know, we got Dr. Inky on the line right now. Say what's up.
Peace to the family.
All right. Yo, what did you want to call in and discuss first, foremost?
Well, I don't really know much about this. Like, as usual, when I turn on your channel, I find out some new shit. So, yeah, I'm finding out about this paperwork. I don't think that the paperwork, honestly though, if Fat Joe does have, snitching paperwork from, like, I don't think it's gonna, I think that, I don't know, man. Tekashi changed the landscape of, with all this concept. So, with all these conversations. So, I mean, who Fat Joe is already kind of who, like,
Solidified.
Everybody else that comes out of, poverty situation. Your neighborhood knows you one way and the whole world knows you a whole nother way.
That's a fact.
So neither one of those, I don't think either one of those perspectives will change. I think his neighborhood, the niggas that, the people, pardon my Moorish, I think the people that grew up with him will always know him as they knew him.
Copy.
And there's plenty of things, because, that's Sandra Block, you know what I'm saying?
Copy.
So it's a lot of things I know about that neighborhood, and a lot of things that I know that probably wouldn't paint him in the best light. You know what I'm saying? Like, he he did whatever he felt like he needed to do to get up out of there, and he up out of there. So I don't know. At this point, I don't think that anybody that's in his current space, though, like in the world, the Fat Joe today, I don't think any of those people necessarily, you know what I'm saying? I don't think his world changes that much, you know.
So basically, if I'm getting the gist of it, you don't think that the individuals that are basically coming after Takashi or saying anything like that is going to say anything to him, especially not off of it's not enough. So you think that they already have their opinions of him and they're going to keep it? Is that what you're trying to say?
In a nutshell, I think that like everything else, we forget that who you are matters. You know what I'm saying?
Copy.
So who Fat Joe is, my bad. Who Fat Joe is and who Takashi is two different things. What Fat Joe means to the street and what Takashi represents to the street is two different things.
Facts.
How Takashi became successful and how Fat Joe became successful is two different pathways. You
Facts.
know what I'm saying? So those things don't change. I think that sometimes, like we're dealing with that right now with this polite bullshit. I mean, you know, part of my more is just polite foolishness because people will take one incident and make that the incident that makes you alike, as opposed to looking at the 99 things, the 99 things that make you different. So if there's paperwork that says Fat Joe, you know, snitched or whatever the case may be, and we had the Takashi situation, I don't think that the two people are so light years apart that I don't think they can be categorized in
Fair
the
enough.
same regardless to whether whatever comes out. And because they're on opposites of the spectrum in terms of what they're trying to do with their life. Like
Facts.
Takashi's life is in front of him, Fat Joe's life is behind him. Well,
Facts.
not behind him, but he's
Well, Fat
solidified
Joe's in his
who
second
he
life.
is. Yeah, he's who he is. His bank account is where it's at. It's, you know, he's where he is. Like he can't really, you know, he's in a different space. You know, Takashi just got rid of his security not too long ago because there was a big expense. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just too different. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, so without more details like what the paperwork is and the whys and the this and that, you know, because that kind of snitching and not snitching and all of those, you know, all of the things, you know, all of the things associated, that's about a certain space in life. You know what I'm saying? That's about street credibility and people don't really like people act like they don't understand credit. Street credibility is about street credit. Credit is about, you know, people being able to deal with you. Fat Joe doesn't need credit anymore. He has cash. So he can
Copy.
buy. You know what I'm saying? Like he doesn't need the things that you need street credibility for. He doesn't need that for. You need street credibility for um, so that your reputation can precede you and get you in certain doors and help you with make certain business deals and you know insulate yourself and your family and maybe your organization or whatever from certain things. But once you're out of a certain way of living, it becomes more of a philosophy and an idea, and you know maybe he loses points in terms of, you know, when people rank solid characters and, you know, so he may lose points there. He may come down, you know, a few notches or whatever the case may be, you know. But, you know, in terms of his life, I don't think it's different. I think, and then also, I think, not I think, I know for it be a fact that the actual human is, you know, these are different people.
Also, I think that the streets just handle people who snitched and was actually in the streets putting in work for a long period of time differently. I think they just
That's why, no, that's why I was, yeah,
that's
I
what I
agree.
think you're trying to say basically.
Yeah,
But
yeah, no, that's exactly what I said earlier when I was saying that they're different people. You know what
yeah,
I'm saying? Like, people always matter. It's like if the goofy guy in the neighborhood comes outside with, you know, a pair of pink shoes on, you know, some pink Jordans, you know what I'm saying? And people gonna slap him in the back of the neck. They might spill some soda on his Jordans. take his Jordans off. You know, they're gonna do whatever they want to do with him. But if a person that's very well respected come outside in the same fresh pair and the pink joints, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
be like, oh wow, you trying something new? Like, oh, that's a new style. Like they're gonna. It's a
Basically,
different way.
if Cam
Like,
wasn't Cam, he wouldn't have been able to pull off that pink.
well, yeah, you know what I'm saying? Or I would say the people that are around that cosign, you know what I'm saying, Cam and things like that. But it's always about your stature as a man in the streets. You know what I'm saying? That's gonna be the thing that determines perception.
Copy.
You know, if your stature is small, everything you do is gonna look flimsy. If your stature is big, if you're respected, you know, it's gonna be, you know, it's gonna be totally different.
Got a question. Since we got you on the line, do you want to discuss this Polight thing with us for a second?
Go ahead. Whatever, you know, yeah.
All right, so just fill us in on what's the current allegations.
The current allegations is he's got 2 counts of like sexual rape or molestation, and then he's got another charge of like drugging up, you know, a minor, or getting her drunk or giving her drugs or something to one of them.
What's your take on this? Before we go any further, have you ever met Brother Polight?
Yeah, hell yeah, I know. Like as well as we know, I don't know, OD or Shaka or you know.
Copy. So you're really good friends with Polight. You know him well. Well, I'm not gonna say good friends, but
I,
y'all
I,
know y'all
no,
have
no,
a.
no. We've had times. We had times we was good friends. It's not like, you know, I'm not trying to run from that. You know what I'm
Okay,
saying?
but the point is that you know him well, personally and professionally.
Yeah.
What do you think about these allegations?
I hope they stick.
Wait, say that again.
I hope they stick.
Oh wow. So you are under the belief that this is something that he might be involved in actually.
Yeah, absolutely.
Is there anything that you could think of that you wouldn't mind speaking about that would lend to the your belief in thinking that this is a valid claim made against him?
Well, Sonetta already put out maybe, I don't want to, maybe 7 years ago, 6 years ago,
Okay,
something like that.
hold on. I'm sorry to stop you, but we have to give people a little bit of backstory. Explain why you're talking about Sayonetta first. I understand why. Explain why you're talking about Sayonetta first.
Okay, so our relationships are a little different. You know, I do my speaking and teaching and things like that. Sonetta is a platform. He's a place where people that do speaking and do lectures and teaching, etc., can go on to get your message out there or have your voice heard, whatever the case may be.
Copy.
So my space with Polight was that I saw him as a promising, you know, talent, and I invested in him. On the flip side, as I saw that he was just, you know, like he was just out to kind of convert what he knew into a few dollars, you know, me and him parted ways. But he teamed up financially with Sonetta. And so him and Sonetta, you know, was partners in a lot of the scams and the things that people heard about, you know, Polight out there with the money and scamming people for quick bread and doing shit like that. But
Okay, so I have a whole nother question. Wait, finish what you're gonna say.
oh
My pardon.
yeah, but one of the times when they had an event, it was called the Kemetic Hebrew War Conference or something like that.
Copy.
I wasn't there. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't part of the shit. But Polight had ran off with the money. I think that was the event. But it was an event that they had together, and Polight ran off with the money to pay the PayPal for the live streams.
Wow. Okay.
And when that happened, Sonetta outed him for having a previous molestation or rape or something that was inappropriate, something along the line of pedophile charges with with his stepdaughter at the time.
Wow. So I just want to just slow down. I just want to just real quick. I just want to say this. So basically, Cyanetta knew that there was charges against this man against a child in his family, and he decided he was going to make money with him.
Oh, I mean, that's pretty much it.
Oh
I
wow.
mean, it's not exactly the pace that it went at. You know what I'm saying? Because real life happens
Yeah,
different
yeah, yeah.
real time than it does in hindsight. But yeah, in short, that's exactly what happened. I mean, when you look back at the situation, you can see that they had played a game on people in terms of like ebb and flow. Like, they'll get as much as people as they can. And then if anybody start like complaining or making too much noise, then Sonetta will play this game where he like, oh, I'm done with Polight. And then, 2, 3 weeks later, boom, he bring Polight back onto the platform. And, you know,
Yo, this lady is really taking her dog to go shit in the basketball court. Hey, yo, check this out. This lady is really, hold on, y'all. This lady, I don't want to show y'all where I'm at, but this lady, she's literally taking her dog to shit on the basketball court. This is crazy. She got a bag out and everything. I don't want to show y'all where I'm at. There's people up here, yo. This shit is bananas. My fault. Keep saying what you were saying.
shit, I forgot where I was at. But yeah, so
Cyanetta played them games, and whenever him and people start getting a little bit too one way or the other, he start acting like he's not going to deal with Polight no more.
correct. And then he'll bring him back on, when they money get low and they gotta, they gotta get back to getting some money. He'll bring it back on the platform and they'll get back to whatever they doing. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's what it is. Like the community found out about it. We all heard about it from Sa. You know what I'm saying? When he went on live and was like really breaking it down. Polight was, had these charges against or this situation that got dismissed or whatever the case may be with his wife's niece is what he was saying. But it's something more complicated, like his wife's brothers, daughters, something like that. But either way, Sa made us aware of the previous charges, and these charges mirror those charges where you basically, you get with a woman and then you start getting with her daughter also, to, run into the polygamy business that he learned from Dr. York. So it's people seen, what Dr. York did. You know what I'm saying? And, it is what it is. Dr. York admittedly raped, and molested. He admitted he took a plea deal with over 40 charges. You know what I'm saying? So, just a wild situation. I think now the main thing is just creating a space where, unfortunately, we can't really, I don't want to say the wrong words, not like we can't worry about this 14-year-old girl, because that's not the case. We can worry. We can handle her with care. We can hopefully support her and her mom so that they get whatever mental and emotional treatment and justice that they need and all that. But in reality, she's going to be traumatized for life. There's no way to take back a rape. You know what I'm saying? That happened. The most thing in my mind that we could do as a community is really just lock it in right now and stop another child from being one of his victims. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the main thing that we need to do right now is really like put the brakes on this shit. Like, yo, bro, you idolize a pedophile. And that's a admitted thing. Like there's a video where we've been really breaking down the last week or so where Polight is sitting down in a park bench and he's talking to
Oh yeah.
he's talking to a young man that was raped by Dr. York for 7 years, from the time that he was 7 years old to the time that he was 14.
Wow.
his two sisters were also raped by Dr. York from the
Wow.
time he was 7 years, from the time they were 7 to 13 and 14. And Polight is sitting down telling him, like, face to face, like, bro, I don't care if he raped 1,000 children with genetic DNA evidence, he's still gonna be my idol and my mentor and God, and I worship him, and like, so my point is, a lot of people are attempting to create a narrative where they like, yo, let's see what the results come back from the case before we condemn Brother Polight or whatever the case
But
may
this
be.
is not the first time he's had these allegations made against him.
Right. And not only is it not the first time he had the allegations, he sat down on that park bench all by himself. He set that up,
Yeah.
that conversation. A lot of people don't know that. Brother Polight arranged for that conversation to happen. So when you arrange to do a video where you're telling people and you prepare in advance to tell people that a pedophile
Is your
is your mentor, like we really didn't absorb it enough. Like even me, I'm saying I'm guilty too. Like I didn't take these extreme red flags as, like, we looked at it all as a community and we was just like, oh, okay, Polight is really dedicated to Dr. York. It's a lot of people still believe in Dr. York. From our neighborhood, that our neighborhood was damn near Dr. York Central. You know
that's
what
a
I'm saying?
fact.
So we didn't take it to mean like, oh, he's going to, like he's going to start raping children, like like we didn't see that. You know what I'm saying? But I'm saying I think that maybe somebody should have been able to see the warning signs that he possibly could be looking to be create a pedophile ring or pedophile based business for himself. You know what I'm saying? Some other shit. You know what I'm saying? And that's something that's on video that can't ever be taken away. Like him saying that he wants to replace Dr. York,
Wow.
especially, amidst genetic DNA charges. So when you admit that your mentor is a pedophile, you're telling the world that you want to be. I
Like
mean,
him.
it's like it's super right. Like it's right in front of everybody. Like he's sitting there explaining to people, like, no, I don't care if he raped 1,000 children with genetic DNA evidence. He's still my mentor. He's still my teacher. I'm still following his blueprint. And unfortunately, the Malachi Z. York blueprint includes raping children. And so now this is where we at with Polight.
Okay, so I want to say something real quick. So the one thing that really showed one of the things that really lead me to believe, okay, obviously I like me just looking at what the public knows, just going off what the public knows. The incident happened sometime in February, May. He had to give them a sample of DNA in June. He was arrested in August. So my thinking is, if he was arrested after the DNA evidence, so that kind of solidifies it for me that obviously they have DNA materials that they believe belong to him. What would you think about that?
I'm of the impression that if that chronology of events is correct, I'm of the impression that how do you say, his goose is cooked? Like if those the way that works out is when they do that rape kit and then they come back with the way that whole of, if this had all happened a lot quicker, I would think that there's a lot more wiggle room. But if what we have been reported to us is true, even close to like halfway true, there's no wiggle room. Like if they do the rape kit
Okay.
in the hospital, they take all of the necessary steps and precautions, then they work to build a case from there. That means that they go back and they check things like street cameras footage to verify timelines. They look at videotape from hotels and all that to verify timelines and all that. When they do those things, that happens at the same time as the people who are the biologists and biochemists, the people that's working in the lab, they doing their thing, and the people working on the street doing their thing. So the people in the street are like verifying different aspects of storylines, because you have a Polight storyline, you have a mother storyline, and then you have whatever storyline that child had to sit there and retell over and over again. So now the two different teams have to go work and validate or invalidate whatever storylines they come, whatever information they come across. So that takes a while to happen, and then those two groups cross-reference what they get. So the genetics folks, the science people, they study and they on their other shit with the rape kit and the hospital people and all that, while the street beaters, the people walking around asking questions and looking at videotape and collecting up shit, they doing their shit. At a point, they come back together and they go, all right, same time. What you got? I'm gonna show you what I got. You show me what you got. Bang.
Boom.
If there's evidence on both sides that says, oh yeah, this looks crazy, then they move forward. You know what I'm saying? Now they step to the judge and they go, look, judge, here's what we collected. Here's what the storylines are. Here's all the evidence that we collected that supports this point or that point or whatever. Then the judge has to decide, okay, listen, this is some flimsy bullshit. Get your ass out of here. This ain't nothing right here. You know what I'm saying? Or the judge goes, oh my goodness, let's get a warrant and sample some DNA now, and let's see what we can do here. So when they then go out and get the DNA warrant, that's coming back saying, buddy, come up off some of that DNA. We got to go ahead and... That takes another time to deal with, and then from there, they arresting you. So, now, I've been probably the only vocal person mixing, not necessarily mixing, but just highlighting, I would say. We did see, because I want people to be realistic about this too. We see people that are innocent get convicted guilty every day. We see people that are guilty get turned innocent in court that found that guilty. You know what I'm saying? So, I've been reminding people, we all watched, like there was a bootleg floating around in the street of R. Kelly peeing on the girls, and then he got found out not guilty. So
that's a fact.
Even with all of the procedures that were done, you know what I'm saying, there's still plenty of slip between the cup and the lip. You know what I'm saying?
Fact.
So there's a universe, there's a possibility that Polight is found not guilty, or there's a technicality he gets off on.
He hasn't been indicted yet, so that's something to think about if you're in the Polight camp. He hasn't been indicted yet, as far as I know.
Well, he's got his hearing is coming up September 15th, and one of the biggest problems that he's dealing with is this. The biggest problem that he's dealing with is that over the last 10 years, he has financially defrauded a lot of people out of money. And one of the things that Polight had working in his favor all this time, and this was by design, is that Polight is never in the same place. In fact, a lot of times what he would do on his Instagram to keep people off of his heels was, because he had a lot of people looking for him aggressively for money. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, wow.
It's calmed down a bit as of lately, the last year or so. But there was a time where Polight couldn't even, his name or picture couldn't even be on a flyer, because you was worried about somebody shooting up the event, because Polight might 5,000, 10,000, but so the thing that he set up, that was his primary defense mechanism, was that he was never in the same place. They never had really like a solid place to live. I mean, they had a couple of apartments out in Beverly Hills. Like I know Ron Artest had got Polight an apartment out there. But for the most part, they always lived in timeshares and hotels. Like if we look at this story right here, they live in hotels, and that's why the story happens in a series of hotel rooms. It's not Like they're not on vacation and then they're in hotels. The story takes place in hotels because they live in hotels. You know what I'm saying? So
Copy.
that's, um, a lot of people don't pay attention to that. You know what I'm saying? They be like, "Yo, Inky, we think you jealous of Brother Polight." I'm like, bro, Brother Polight lives in hotels. I'm not in a position where that's something that I could be jealous of. I got too many children to take care of. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Copy.
but if we go back last year, this time, or I think it was last year or the year before, his other daughter had ran away
Yeah.
in big headlines because he had like lied to people and said a white man kidnapped her and all this other bullshit, and that wasn't the case. Like he literally lied. Like, so there's a pattern of just certain shit
Oh,
that
so she ran away. She wasn't kidnapped.
no, no, she ran away. She was trying to get away from him. You know what I'm saying? So, um, so there's a lot of where there's smoke, there's fire. You know what I'm saying? So, like I said, the biggest problem the biggest defense they had when they was running around grabbing people money is that they was never in the same place again. And he would play his social media in a way where he'd take a lot of pictures, but he won't post the pictures from your town until he's safely in the next town. So if today he's doing a lecture in Brooklyn, say he taking pictures in Brooklyn, but he not posting those until next week, because next week he got a lecture in Chicago. So when he in Chicago, he's gonna post the pictures as if he's in Brooklyn at that moment.
Mm.
So people see his social media, they think, oh yeah, he's in Brooklyn, but no, he's already in the next city. And he kept that running like that, always a week or two ahead of wherever he would post that he's at. So what I'm saying is now that he's sitting down, not necessarily sitting down, but he's a sitting duck. Everybody knows that his case is September 15th. So you have people from all
Oh,
over the
wow.
country that are now trying to put their cases together to give evidence to the prosecutors or whoever down in Dade County. You got Ikesha Shabazz, who is a lawyer in New York, a black attorney, powerful sister, and she was built based on Polight for a long time. So a lot of people are trying to link Ikesha Shabazz with the attorneys in Dade, down in Miami. A lot of people are still looking to get information on Polight to Ikesha Shabazz. Her email is IkeSpeaks, I think, at Gmail.
Mm.
IKIESPEAKS at Gmail. But she was like the contact in New York for all of the people that had been scammed by Polight, etc. She was collecting all the evidence, building a case for him a long time already. So a lot of the people, like I said, now are, people are, putting their stuff together to get down there. So this case is going to be insane. Like this is not a
Open and shut.
yeah. I'm not going to say it's not open and shut
It's
because
gonna be
if
a lot of
all
theatrics.
over, it's going to be theatrics. It's going to be because people are getting. Like people was loading up to go down there, so I'm not even sure that the white folks down there in Dade County are ready for the Brother Polight case.
Wow.
Like this is going to be insane. Like it's going to be crazy.
Yo, do y'all
You
see
know?
these fucking bugs? Hold on one second. I'm so sorry. Look at these fucking bugs. You see them bugs? What the fuck? Are those shits poisonous? So, sorry about that. There's some weird ass fucking bugs that's over here near me. I don't know if them bitches is poisonous.
Well, there's weird bugs all over right now because people don't play with the environment too much. So once you got fake plants, you're gonna start to get new insects.
That's a fact.
The insects gonna mutate. Once you start making viruses in laboratories and releasing them, you're gonna change the insects. You're gonna start so there's a lot of things out here I've been noticing different types of insects for the last 2 summers now. The insects look crazy. Some of them look undersized, oversized, different colors. Some of them look like versions of multiple insects coming together. Like there's some wild shit floating around in our cities.
That's a fact. All right, let's get back to this Brother Polight thing. I didn't mean to change the subject. You're killing it right now. Let's get back to this Brother Polight thing. So hold on, I do got a question. So his daughter ran away. Why would his daughter run away?
That's
Why
a
would you
good.
think?
That's a good question. See, right now, I'm imagining that in his house, that nigga's a slave right now. He ain't doing nothing but kissing asses right now. Because if anybody talks in there, it ain't even nothing to talk. Like, if his daughter Ma'at decides to talk and open her mouth, it's over.
Damn, is that bad?
Oh my God, because she's there, she's seen everything. You know what I'm saying? So if any of them ladies, they open up. So and then he got a lot of exes. You know what I'm saying? So if Ashley Wright, start talking again, it'd be crazy. Or if Renented's mom, which is the first child that he had these allegations surrounding, like if she starts talking and going in, or like any of those things, like it can get real crazy. And let me not say get real crazy. It can get crazier, but in terms of the actual trial, that's gonna be nuts. It's gonna be crazy because people is going down there. Like it's gonna be like people already booking plane tickets, buses,
Wow.
rental cars, like booking hotel rooms. Like it's gonna be like it's damn near a lecture. Like people are already booking up the hotel rooms surrounding the Dade County courthouse.
So he didn't have no real plan to being a free man his whole life.
Well, Dr. York, like I said, Dr. York gave him a plan that took him out of a high level of poverty into a better situation. It just,
Copy.
the problem with the plan is the central feature of the plan is a pedophile based polygamy, or I should say like an outdated form of polygamy. So what we really watching when we watch Polight, right? A lot of us have been watching Polight do these debates where he's debating against Hebrews about is rape allowed in the Bible. And a lot of us didn't know. But what we saw, what we saw was Brother Polight's conviction for his, for Dr. York spilling through in every one of those debates. So, and I'm gonna be honest, when I was cool with him and we was tight as motherfucking right and left, and the times when I wasn't fucking with him or fucking with the House of Consciousness at all, I've never been a fan of those debates. I always thought they were ridiculous. You know what I'm saying? Like they wasn't. It's not that the debates themselves or the system of debates wasn't good, but I just thought the subject matter wasn't progressive.
Copy.
Now, in hindsight, I get to see why he always, because he's always the one that thinks of these subject matters. So whenever you see him having a debate with Hebrew Israelites or anybody else, he comes up with the subject matter. So it's crazy looking back in hindsight that he kept wanting to argue about was rape, allowed by the Bible. And now in hindsight, it's like he was really trying to prove this maybe to the world that rape was okay by the Bible. And so maybe internally, deep down, he was on a quest to validate his existence by proving that rape is okay because that's the inner circle, like that's the um, inner secret of the archaic polygamy that Dr. York had passed down to Polight. You know what I'm saying?
Also, not for nothing, that's kind of gaslighting his victims also.
Oh, absolutely. He's very forward thinking. So what I mean by that is he creates situations and scenarios to cover himself in case in case something happens. So a person only moves like that when you're deliberately engaging into, fuckery,
That's a fact.
Moorish. You know what I'm saying? Like, but that's what you're doing. You know what you're doing. Like if you're doing a crime of passion or something that you just happened on the spot or whatever the case may be, you don't move that way.
That's a fact.
You know what you're getting ready to do and the possible ramifications. You
Well
gotta
planned
set
out.
different, yeah. You set up little alternative narratives for yourself so that way you got shit to fall back on. So, but like I said, with the way that they put the case together in Florida. We just saw that other the black guy down there defended himself, for killing his children's mom or something like that. So I don't think that Florida is gonna be lenient. And then I think that as much as Polight and Sonetta is whining right now, because they whining, you know, Polight got the whole world watching his dumb ass, and the only thing he's been able to do is make videos about me. This is crazy. His first video was about, yo, only thing I want to talk about is the rabbit that think he got the gun. And you know, the rabbit think he got the gun, and he want to laugh and celebrate and act a fool like he talking about me.
Yeah.
The second video,
It ain't no fun when the rabbit got the gun, though. That's a fact.
Well, hey, niggas better strap in. And so then he make his second video. He go, yeah, well, I don't be saying no names. So if you know who I was talking about, then you know who I was talking about. But, you know, fuck that nigga because he got rotten teeth up under them gold teeth. And, you know, fuck that nigga with them gold teeth and all that. You know what I'm saying? But I ain't saying no names. You know what I'm talking about? You know what I'm talking about? I said, see, that right there, should tell people that don't know who I am. That should tell them who I am. You know what I'm saying? But also, that should show you how psychotic this nigga is.
Well,
like,
at this point, you're well known enough that he should just say your name. It's not like you're not well known. It's not like it's not like he's putting anybody on to you. You're pretty well known. It don't make sense not to say your name.
Yeah, he's goofy. He live in a world where he think that's doing something for him. It doesn't make him look anything but more guilty when people find out what he's like. He doesn't get it. The space he's in, the more shit he hides, even if it's simple shit, the more shit he hides, the more crazy he looks. So the fact that I'm anti-pedophile and anti-support for pedophile in the stance that I'm taking, like when people that know him find out that he's avoiding discussing me and then they hear me speak, they go, oh, Polight must be guilty because why else is he hiding Inky from, like, why is he, you know? And then the point is, if it's whatever, why are you making videos discussing Inky? Like, with all the shit you facing, all the time you got.
I want to say something to you real quick. I'm sorry for cutting you off. I want to say something real quick. When I first heard that you and Polight had a falling out, honest to God, that's 100% why I thought you stopped fucking with him. I was, cause when I first saw that you was fucking with Polight, I was like, huh? I was like, all right. So I started paying a little bit more close attention to Polight because I didn't really know much about him. So I started paying more close attention to him, and I started seeing the way that he moved, and I just started saying, this dude might be a creep. And then you stopped fucking with him, and as soon as you stopped fucking with him, I was like, nah, this nigga a creep. This nigga a whole weapon.
There was a couple of times that I stopped fucking with him because most of the times that I stopped fucking with him was because of him doing bad business with me on the money end.
Copy.
But me knowing how to work him, I know how to get my money back out of him. You know what I'm saying?
Copy.
So those would be the ways that people would say, well, we see you exposing him, but then we see you get back cool with him later on. I'm exposing the nigga because he's scamming and he's stealing money. But me being from where we from, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, come on now, I had to fight champs out of my Jordans. Like, where we from, we had to fight grown men out of our clothes. Like,
that's a fact.
All the time. So I know how to get things back. You know, like, I try to explain this thing to folks. You know what I'm saying? So I knew how to apply a heavier hand to Polight to get my money back up out of it. You know what I'm saying? Now, if we go dollar for dollar, I haven't got all the money I put in this thing back out of him, but I've been able to get enough back out of him to where when he come back to me with the next, you know, yo, Ink, I'm thinking if we do a lecture over here, we could really get the message out to the people. My ear is open because Polight's not the only young guy that's promising that I've tried to sponsor and help and see if we could do something. You know what I'm saying? I'm the person that's really worked with everybody coast to coast in the community, from California to Chicago to Florida to, you know, people trying to do something for the youth. I'm in.
That's a fact.
So our situations were always based on that. Like, he do some goofy shit with the money, then I gotta put the nigga on blast. And then, you know, he slowly, you know, get the money back. And then, I'm on a whole new page. I ain't into that no more. And then, you know, he sting you again. You know what I'm saying? Type of shit. But those were financial situations. And I think, unfortunately, a side effect of coming out of the hood, coming out of poverty, is we so used to overlooking a lot of smaller, goofy shit because we compartmentalize our relationships that we don't see how smaller mental, like we don't see how certain levels of mental illness can easily become something else or easily be masking something else.
Facts.
So we didn't take the serial fraud for something that could turn into serial pedophilia. We didn't take the fact of him saying, he wanted to be like Dr. York, as in he wanted to be a pedophile like Dr. York. We thought he wanted to teach like him, write books like him, but we didn't know that he wanted the whole,
Yeah, the whole kit and caboodle.
exactly like when
He want the whole
LeBron looked at
shebang.
Jordan. Right, when LeBron looked at Jordan, LeBron wanted to be a champion like Jordan. But when Kobe looked at
He wants to
Jordan,
play
Kobe
like him.
wanted to like chew gum like the nigga, like, you know what I'm saying? So Polight is more like the Kobe, like Polight wants to be exactly like Dr. York. He wants to be the pedophile in the whole 9 yards. So, in that space, he's doing a great job in terms of.
Hey, somebody put my Cash App in the chat, please.
Yeah. So in terms of internalizing the lessons he got from his mentor, clearly Polight's memory is flawless. You know what I'm saying? But it's just a different day and time where, you're not going to be able to get to 40 counts of rape and molestation, buddy. You getting ready to get the brakes put on you at that number 1 or number 2. Or who knows what we don't know.
That's a
You know
fact.
what I'm saying? Because young Pharaoh and some others have brung out the fact that his wives he got in all pedophile situations.
Wait, what?
That might go under the radar.
Wait, say that again.
His wives, like meaning one of them he got with her when she was like I think 20 and she was 13 or something, and then another one he was like 25 or 30 and she was 16.
Oh wow.
You know what I'm saying? So people were saying like, now I don't know the exact dates and all that with that, but that's something that people had. Pharaoh had highlighted it, and then it kind of grew legs from there. But when I thought back about it, I said, oh yeah, because those don't actually turn into cases. You know what I'm saying? Like if you get a girl and you're 30 and she's 15 and you keep her, you know what I'm saying? Like you stay together, no case comes out of that. You know what I'm saying? And when you in poverty situations, like how we come up in the hood, your dad is missing or your mom is missing, or you might be in a shelter or foster care system, shit like that. A lot of people came through them shelters and foster care systems, so there's nobody that's really over you, around you to make them type of decisions and calls. So, if those are also pedophile situations, then it's like there's a pattern. You know what I'm saying? And clearly, when we look back and see how he idolized Dr. York and the blueprint of the business that was employed, whereas Dr. York would get the women pregnant, and then condition the minds of the men that they should offer their daughters to him as a like he's got the divine semen. So this shit started with Elijah Muhammad. Elijah Muhammad had people in his organization that had daughters and groomed their daughters to give to Elijah Muhammad so he could get them pregnant and the divine seed and all this other shit. And so Dr. York ran with that blueprint, you know what I'm saying? And Brother Polight got it from Dr. York, you know what I'm saying? So it's just a world that we live in, you know what I'm saying? Like you can't get away with that shit. And I think a problem with us as black men is that that's a big thing that we overlooking, you know what I'm saying? There's a way that we have to protect our women and children.
That's a fact.
You know what I'm saying? A lot of goofy niggas is into this Kevin Samuels, young Pharaoh shit. They don't understand that that's abuse to women verbally every single day. You know what I'm saying? Like listening to these goofy, like young Pharaoh literally just put a hit out on one of his girlfriends on live on live stream. Like he put a hit out, like yo, I got 5,000 on her head, blah blah blah. Don't kill her, but just beat her almost to death, like type of vibe. You know what I'm saying? Like, so, and then you got Kevin Samuels with his shit. You know what I'm saying? And like, you know what I'm saying? So this is a thing where, you know, I got 7 daughters, you know what I'm saying? Like, nah, I just can't, I'm just not from that place, you know what I'm saying? Like, we holding it, you know, we drawing the line, like, you know, if we don't stand for nothing else, you know what I'm saying? We're not gonna let the women and children, like, we're not letting the babies get, like, we can't let you rape little girls, my nigga. Like,
Nah.
I just don't understand. Like, and then people
No,
be
we're
having,
not letting
like,
you rape no one. But yeah.
yeah, right, right. We're not letting you rape anyone. You know what I'm saying? Especially little girls, or especially children. I say. But my thing is, you got a lot of people that's like, well, we supposed to hold it down for brother Polight and blah blah blah. Like
Nah.
that. See, let me tell you how damaging that those thoughts are, because they come from a misguided sense
Loyalty.
of pride. What people are looking at from the outside looking in that don't know anything about Polight. See, 99% of the posts that's coming from different pages, these niggas don't know Polight. They don't know Renente. They don't even know Sonetta. They don't know nothing. They just talking. You know what I'm saying? But when you look at it and you pay a little bit more attention, you get a different picture. So from the outside looking in, you're like, oh, here's a young black guy, came out the hood. He finally made a little bit of money and got successful. And look at that. They trying to bring him down with rape charges, and they, you know, the white devil is trying to get him, and blah 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 blah. But that's from an outside looking in, when you don't know anything. When you're on the inside and you know who Dr. York is, you go, okay, this is what it is. You know, Dr. York, you know, his son, Prince York. So Polight claims to be like, yo, Dr. York is my father, but Dr. Polight never actually physically met Dr. York. But Dr. York has a son that's also his successor, called Prince York. And Prince York, like Polight, he also has some very interesting charges where he was like burning children alive or some crazy charges. You know what I'm saying? So it's funny that he came out and did a video in defense of Polight. You know what I'm saying?
Oh wow.
So it's crazy. You know what I'm saying? And then you got shout out to Garrett. But then you got people like YK the Truth that was actually blaming the 14-year-old in the situation, saying that we need to stop scrutinizing Polight so heavily, and we need to start dealing with the possibility that this young girl pressed Polight, and
Okay, hold on.
she was alcoholed up, and she was the one who created the rape,
Okay.
and you know, her mama is out there trying to, you know,
I'm sorry for cutting you
express.
off. I need to say something real quick. I wanted to say it about a couple of minutes ago because you brought up a very good point. But these same niggas that's basically that every time we hear about a black person doing something and they say their first thing is, well, they're black, we got to stand by our brother. You the same motherfuckers that know about that uncle in your family or that grandfather in your family or that motherfucker in your family that's out there sleeping with all the little kids in the family, and y'all motherfuckers is still letting them fucking babysit, and y'all not putting hands to these fools. Yous is the same motherfuckers. I don't have no respect for niggas that when they hear charges about some shit, the first thing they say is, well, let's stand by our black. No, the first thing we say is, let's find out if these charges is right or not. Then if you want to say, let's stand by our black brother after we look into the charges, I'm fine with that. But when you motherfuckers is talking about, part of my language, but when you guys is talking about, yo, let's stand by our black brothers and we're just gonna say everything that the victim said is wrong and we're not gonna agree with anything, the victim has to prove it. You dudes is the same dudes that got them rapists in y'all families that y'all protect. Shout out to y'all. I hope all of y'all get exactly what them rapists is giving out. How about that?
Hold on. I want to take that to a further extent. I think it's not that they're protecting the rapists and their family. A lot of these guys that support Polight are the rapists.
That's a fact.
These guys are protecting the rapists and their DNA.
Boom.
They're protecting their right to be who they are.
Boom.
So in Polight, they see themselves. And, you know, a lot of these people have been supporting Polight all this time through listening to accusations. Everybody heard Sonetta say years ago, 5, 8 years ago, maybe, that Polight was raping his niece and blah, blah, blah. But they continue supporting, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, it's like people are trying to escape their own blame. You know what I'm saying? Like there's a and people are even masking, people are even hiding their blatant support for Polight. Like, so you have people like, for instance, again, YK the Truth, right? YK the Truth comes on the show we were doing last night. Shout out to my brother Tahaka Bay, Moorish World TV. Moorish World TV. Make sure y'all subscribe and check him out on Moorish World TV. That's what we're doing our thing at right now. But people are, because the community is now upset and the community is enraged, people are now hiding their support for pedophilia and for Polight under indifference. And they're saying things like, for instance, when YK True King said, oh, well, I'm just trying to wait till all the facts come out. And, I think that we're prematurely convicting Brother Polight. We should just all wait till the facts come out. And so you say to yourself, wait a minute, nigga, what more facts need to come out? The semen is on the, what facts are you waiting for to come out? That's first of all. He's getting drunk at midnight in a private hotel room with a 14-year-old girl. Like, what facts you waiting for to come out? Then they were saying something about, oh, the young girl had fake ID. She was lying about her age. That right there, to me, is an admission of guilt. To me, that's almost as good as a confession. You know why?
If they go somewhere and somebody see them somewhere, she could pull out ID to say she's...
No. Listen. Well, that too. But the reason why I took it as an admission of guilt, and I'll let you say that without cutting you off right after, because that also is another way to look at it, as a definite admission of guilt. But the way they're trying to frame it is as she's some type of vixen that was seducing Polight. But goofy ass Polight already introduced this child's mom to the world for over a year as his wife. So, since this is your wife, why does her age on her ID, like, why is that even a conversation, you goofy ass niggas? We all know the ages of our children. I mean, like, what the fuck are we talking about? Is this nigga trying to say that this young girl had a fake ID and her fake ID fooled him?
Oh, man.
You see what I'm saying? Because that's conversation you get out the way before you even have sex with a girl. Like, you find out, oh, you got kids, I got kids. How many kids you got? Oh, you got 2 kids? Oh, I got 1 kid. Like, that's regular conversation. So you don't get to wife level. You don't get to living with each other, like, and you don't know the age, or, like, you don't know, like, so this is, so if you meet a girl in a nightclub and it's dark and everybody's inebriated and she got big boobs or a big fat ass and she look, okay, you met her though, she tricked you. That in that scenario we could talk about if somebody got fake ID and maybe they tricked you or some shit. You know what I'm saying? But like, your wife's daughter, nigga, are you trying to tell us that she tricked you? Nigga, get the fuck out of here. That means, come on now. So it's just too many things that already are present. That's already, like, my nigga, it's just crazy, you know what I'm saying? But what people are doing is, like I said, they're hiding their support now as indifference. Oh, we should wait till, let's not make any accusations. But when you go to YK the Truth page, he's making a lot of accusations. He's saying that we should blame the people that Polight used to hang out with. We should blame
everybody except for Polight. I get it. Shout out to that YK dude.
Wait, but not even just that. He's saying that we should blame the 14-year-old girl.
Yeah, everybody except for Polight. We should probably also blame Trump. Robert De Niro. He probably has something to do with this.
But specifically, the girl and her mother. And what I'm saying is the reason why you can see that there's a mask of indifference, a mask of waiting for jurisprudence, a mask of saying that we shouldn't convict them before there's the full evidence, is because he has no problem, just like the people that like him, they have no problem throwing allegations right now with no evidence against the young girl.
Copy.
They don't know anything about the young girl. Why would they say it's possible that she raped Polight? Why would they say it's possible that she seduced Polight? Why would they say it's possible that her and her mom colluded to get some money out of Polight or blackmail Polight? Why would they throw those accusations on these people that they never met? But at the same time, they say, oh, we don't want to throw no allegations on Polight. You see what I'm
That's a
saying? So
fact.
immediately it's fake. It's not about you not wanting to convict nobody before the trial because you convicting that young girl already.
That's a
You
fact.
demonizing that young girl right now. You putting allegations on that young girl right now. So clearly it's not about that. What it's about is pedophiles being identified and identifying themselves because pedophiles is supporting each other. You know what I'm saying? Like birds of a feather flock together.
Hold
So
on one second. Hold on one second. Crystal Lanique. I don't know if you're a troll or you don't know how to listen. Nobody said that the mother didn't give permission. So I don't know how you listening. So I'm not doing this with nobody no more. We're not doing this thing where people come in, don't know how to listen. From now on, when y'all say comments and y'all don't know how to listen and y'all just start saying people saying stuff they not saying, I'm just going to stop reading all of your comments. You could even go and just start bashing me. I'm just not reading your comments no more. You could be in here just helping out the channel, dropping comments. Nah,
let me
you...
say,
What
let
happened?
me say this, Bob. Hold on. Let me say this. I don't know what Crystal Lanique is saying about the permission part, but I do know what she's referring to. There's two stories that's floating around.
Okay.
One story is that Polight was trying to soothe out some differences between the girl and her mom. So, with her permission, she Polight was taking the girl to a nightclub to have some drinks or some crazy shit. But that's a story that's floating around that I think is from Polight's camp. The other story that's floating around, which is supposed to be from the mom's camp, is that they was in the hotel room and the other ladies had went downstairs already to eat. And she was tired. She wasn't going nowhere, but she wanted to send her daughter with them to eat. And Polight was like, don't worry, I'll take her down and meet up with the rest of the ladies. Now, from being around them, I do know that's how they move. You know what I'm saying? Like when they all go to eat, if you don't go with them, you know what I'm saying, you kind of like on your own. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, that's how that go. And if Polight got to pay for your food, if you don't go to eat when Polight go to eat, you're not eating. He's buying food when he go to get food, and other than that, ain't no food happening. So the fact that the other women or whatever already left, like I've seen that happen. I've seen people in his camp, you know what I'm saying, miss a meal because they was late to go downstairs when it was time to eat or whatever the
Wow.
case may be. So he treat them like a school, like almost like a school time where it's breakfast, lunch, and dinner, but it's not scheduled. It's really how he move or how they moving. But when him and Aminette decide that it's time to eat, if you're not in that movement, then you're gonna miss out. So what the mom's camp story is saying that, she was in a hotel room and she wasn't really, she was sleeping. So she was like, yeah, I want her to catch up so she can go eat. And she let Polight take the daughter. And instead of Polight taking the daughter to meet up with the rest of the crew to go eat, Polight went and got a separate, hotel room and did some other shit. You know what I'm saying? So it's definitely two stories to the scenario. But what I like to do is walk into the fire to expose what's left, right? And what I mean by that is, let's take Crystal Lanique's, let's take her way of disguising her support for Brother Polight, because that's what that is. See, this is how you find the people that support you, right? So when she goes, the mom gave permission, right? That's her way of saying that Polight's not only guilty, Polight's not guilty. The mom gave permission, blah, 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 right? But when you do that, sis, what you do is you reduce Polight to an idiot, to somebody that has no accountability and somebody that doesn't know right from wrong. If somebody's mother gives me permission, if somebody's mother gives me permission to take a 14-year-old girl out for drinks, I still know that I'm not supposed to be taking a fucking 14-year-old girl out for drinks or out for nothing or out to my, like, it don't matter if somebody give me permission to, like, that don't raise the price of tea in China. So if we even follow that line of thinking, that still is irrelevant. That girl still ain't supposed to wind up by the end of the night with no semen on her, with her face swollen, looking like she don't know up from down. That's not how that goes. Let's say that the mom is a bad mother and something went on between her and her daughter. They arguing, beef and whatever. And Polight step in like, look, let me go ahead and mediate and, take her out to the club and get a few drinks. and the mom somehow says, yeah, that still does not lead credence. That still doesn't give consent to Brother Polight attempting to sexually assault the girl or giving the girl drugs and
Okay,
like.
I wanna comment something real quick. So one, I'm 100%. First of all, let's listen to Polite's story. Polite's story is allegedly that he was gonna take the girl to a after party. So let's stop right there. 14-year-old going to an after party. I'm not here for that. Period. I don't care what nobody say. I'm not here for no 14-year-olds, 13-year-olds, 12-year-olds, 11-year-olds, anything like that going to any type of club. I'm just not here for that. So once, if this, and this is Polite's story, just so we could be clear. Polite's story is allegedly he was supposed to take the girl to an after party and then the place was closed. So then why didn't you take her back home? So, or back to the mother. So I don't understand.
That's what I'm saying, it's so crazy. Like, and the drink part is what makes it all the crazy part for me. Because I could get maybe you want to take your children somewhere and experience something in a safe space, like whatever. But your story is that you was taking her for drinks.
Yeah.
And that the place was closed. So you went and got
drinks at the hotel.
Took her back to, like, come on. Like, I don't know nobody that thinks it's innocent to take a age of any man, to take an age of any woman to a hotel to have drinks at midnight.
Okay, first of all, let's just
there's only one thing that a man of any age is thinking about: taking a woman to a hotel at
That's a
any
fact.
time around midnight. I don't care if the man is 25 years old and the woman is 90 years old.
That's a fact.
Or if the man is 90 and the woman is 25.
I want to say something else just to add a little bit of fuel to this fire. First of all, how do you seduce a woman? Get a little drinks, you turn on a little bit of music, you start doing a little bit of dancing. What does Polite say happened?
Yup, got a little drink, put on a little bit of music, started dancing.
That's what he said happened, right? That sounds like seducing a female to me. Who else thinks that's seducing a female? Put it in the chat. We're gonna see who know what they doing out there. Who thinks that's seducing? That sounds like trying to seduce a woman, a female to me. That's what it sounds like.
It's a crazy situation.
And that's what his camp said? That's crazy.
Well, listen, that's what allegedly his camp said. We know that there's 3 camps. There's mom, there's daughter, there's Polight.
Oh, wow. So the mother and the daughter saying 2 separate things.
It's possible.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? Because the daughter is the victim. So the daughter is the one that really has the actual story. You know what I'm saying?
That's
like, the mom is traumatized because she's a parent that's dealing with, she's trying to resolve this. Like, the mom is dealing with some shit too. Like, she's a super victim. She's just as raped as her daughter. It's just not physical, but she got to deal with for the rest of her life that a nigga she trusted with her daughter raped her daughter. Like,
that's a fact.
That's some shit that they wear together. That mother and that daughter, they gotta wear that scar together. Like, she has to, like, there's certain conversations where she'll never be able to go with her daughter because her daughter's like, Mom, you gave me to a rapist, my nigga. Like, you know, like it's shit that they gotta deal with forever. You see what I'm saying?
I want to say something real quick. Let me just say something real quick because I agree with you 100% on this. But I want to, this goes out to all of the parents out there. Y'all don't understand, right? We know when somebody breaks our heart or disappoints us to a point where we can't have faith or trust in them no more. Sometimes that happens to people with their own parents. Like, sometimes children feel like that with their parents. I'm thinking that's kind of like what Inky is speaking about. So the point in which I want to make is this. Y'all got to start teaching y'all kids something other than discipline. Stop only teaching your kids with discipline. Discipline is not the only tool used to raise children. There's other tools used to raise children. One of those tools is love. One of those tools, so let's start using other tools to raise children. Because part of the reason why sometimes people are able to come around and abuse our children and do the shit to our children that we might love and we don't want anything to happen to is because they see that we don't show them a certain level of love, affection, or care. So let's start showing our children that level of love, affection, and care so other people know, nah, we're not doing this.
Now check this out. Look in your chat. The chat. P Code Slim say, I support Polight, but he violated. I'm not gonna stop listening to his lectures or teachings similar to R. Kelly music. They and everyone who knew and helped them should be in jail. Now, Pico Slim, I'm not sure if you are aware that your second sentence contradicts your third sentence. Your second sentence says, I'm not going to stop listening to his lectures and teachings similar to R. Kelly music. So it says that you're going to continue to support the pedophiles.
Yeah, but then you're
The third sentence says, they and everyone who knew and helped them should be in jail. So just trying to figure out exactly, are you going in circles? Did you, like, I
are
don't
you
know what.
planning on going to jail is his point. Because by you listening to his music and listening to their lectures, you are supporting them. But you also want the people that's supporting them to go to jail. So we don't know what's going on with you, Pico Slim.
Listen, that's another thing. In this situation, let me tell you, that's another thing that's big is that a lot of people genuinely supported Polight, and
Yeah.
people are wrestling with that in their mind right now that they funded, they funded a pedophile all this long. But then Polight has a lot of celebrity endorsements that he hustled his way into over the years, and now even all of those celebrities, like everybody's on pins and needles right now. Everybody's on pins and needles. Floyd Mayweather, all these people that stood next to Polight, they on pins and needles right now because their names are being smeared all everywhere with this Brother Polight rape campaign. Like it's almost like, you know, Polight is becoming infamous and parasite these people down because it's gonna hurt them. The videos they made, because Polight cuts videos a certain type of way. And he asks these guys to say certain things about him to promote his business. So he'll be around Floyd and he'll tell Floyd shit like, yo, I'll do this and that and the other. He'll give them niggas free books and this and shit and be like, I don't need nothing back from you. Just, tell people that I've been helping you out with shit. You know what I'm saying? And he'll catch a little camera clip of Floyd saying, oh yeah, Brother Polight been helping me out for years with various, Polight been helping me for years with different stuff. So now when Polight turns around and shows that to other people, he goes, look, I've been mentoring Floyd Mayweather all this time, and you see how successful Floyd Mayweather is, so
Facts.
why wouldn't you let me mentor you?
Facts.
And what people don't understand is that mentorship, along with comes with that drive towards success, is also the drive to pedophilia is intertwined with that.
Wow.
So people have to realize that not only are you supporting a pedophile, but some portion of your mind is becoming pedophile-ish because you're beginning to love a pedophile. You're beginning to think like a pedophile. You're beginning to appreciate and overlook a pedophile raping children. So you're beginning to slowly accept it. It's a process that's happening in your mind. And that's why early on in the video, I went back to the part where, like, the whole community, we should have looked at the red flags differently. And I'm definitely guilty of that. When we saw Brother Polight saying, to the rape victims of Dr. York that, he still worship him and want to be like him, that's something we should have took serious and was like, hold on, man, you want to be like a pedophile nigga? With like, nah, like, we're not gonna, but nobody took it that way. We tried to separate, like how people doing with R. Kelly, we tried to separate the music from the man, and people don't understand that you can't do that. People are one thing, you know what I'm saying? You can't separate, in R. Kelly's case, the music from the man, because it is the over-sexuality and the child abuse that he suffered that allowed him to produce the sexual music. And his sexual deviant behavior is what became, a lot of the best songs that we know and love from R. Kelly.
Facts.
And when you go through such levels of depression, you binge on whatever your addiction is. When you come out of that binge, in your mind, you want to be your best self. You want to exercise that day. You want to be like save the world from cancer type shit. So I believe I Could Fly is the opposite spectrum when the pendulum goes in the opposite direction. he has those moments of clarity where he wants to be his best self. That's where those songs come from. But his personal experiences is what allow him to create a lot of those songs. Because R. Kelly, unlike a lot of singers, he writes and produces a lot of his shit. So a lot of that shit is from his soul. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
That's why he's who he is. So you can't separate the music from the man, because when you listen to the music, those are the escapades of a pedophile.
Boom.
He's explaining to you when he's saying nothing wrong with a little bump and grind. If you think back to that, we all know that we got here as a result of sex. So the act of sex, obviously, is nothing's wrong with sex because we're here. So clearly, when we look back on, I don't see nothing wrong with a little bump and grind. He was saying that to it like a child, like, I don't see nothing wrong with a little bump and grind, even though, you know what I'm saying, like, same way he was making like age ain't nothing but a number. Like, we all listen to age.
I think that was Aaliyah.
Right.
But
right.
that was his song. He wrote it.
R. Kelly. But yeah, but she was married to R. Kelly at the time.
Yeah, and he wrote it.
Yeah, he wrote. And that was an ode to pedophile. In the same way, Brother Polight has a pedophile book that he wrote to turn out young mothers and young daughters, really for young daughters, that he wrote to turn them out. And he wrote a book about polygamy to turn out young girls with a 13-year-old girl.
Oh, wow.
So he even detailed.
Oh, he's going to jail.
And like, yeah, in a book, it's called In My Father's House, There Are Many Mansions. You know what I'm saying? So that book right there is devastating in terms of Polight's supporters. Like, you got Polight on the bench saying that he idolizes and wants to be like a self-admitted pedophile. And then you have this book, In My Father's House, There Are Many Mansions, written by this 13-year-old girl that Polight first got the accusations with, and him. They co-authored this book together, and it's really crazy when you go through the book and you look back at it, like, wow, this guy wrote a manual to turn out. Like, and at the time, it was a red flag. Everybody kind of looked at it a little crazy, but we didn't imagine that he was, like, raping little girls at the time. You know what I'm saying? But then when it came out that he was, like, when Sonetta outed him and put it into the community that he was doing that, at that point, we look back in hindsight at the book, and it's something that Polight clearly felt a way about, because he deleted all videos that he had of being on the road. Like, Polight had a formula. He released a book, and when he released the book, he does lectures on the book. He puts the lectures on video on YouTube. People see the YouTube videos and they buy the books. Very simple format, you know what I'm saying? But he took all the videos down of him and Renente doing this book. He took the book down off of all his websites.
Oh, wow.
So once the pressure got turned up on him the first time, he like scrubbed the internet of the book. You know what I'm saying? But the book done resurfaced and is floating around right now. So yeah, that way. You know what I'm saying? So it's just a lot of things that, you know what I'm saying, like these people that say, oh, we should be supporting Polight. Like, what are you waiting for to come out? The book or the movie? Like, we already got the book and the movie. The book is written by Polight and his first alleged victim when she was 13. So let's take away the allegations, first of all. Let me not put that there so that'll color people's perspective. What grown man at 30 writes a book with a 13-year-old on polygamy? Like, what? Like, how is that appropriate right there? Like, just deal with that alone, supporters. Like, ask yourself, why would, like, just rationalize how that's appropriate to
That's crazy.
You know what I'm saying? Like, just, you know what I'm saying? Like, what do you, like, rationalize that? Rationalize the fact that Polight has video where he's telling a rape victim that he doesn't care if Dr. York raped 1,000 children with DNA evidence, that he still would look to be like him, you know, and worship him, blah, blah, blah. Like, they got to deal with that. So when you start out with those two things, the moment there's child molestation allegations, it only feeds into the person that you told us you was. You know what I'm saying? There's a saying, when people tell you who they are, listen. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of times we're guilty of trying to put our best construction on somebody, even though they telling us very early on exactly who they are. We
Facts.
want to see something different. We all wanted to see Polight as the young nigga from the hood that can make it out of the hood thinking. You know what I'm saying? Not with a jump shot, not with crack rock, but thinking. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what we wanted to see. And that's just not what it turned out to be. You know what I'm saying? His key to his financial engine was the women and trying to run that polygamy ring. And shit is falling apart from the inside out because it's a new day. You know what I'm saying? And women are not silenced like that. You know what I'm saying? And women can speak out, and people got cell phones, and it's
So
just a different world that we live in.
wait, first
Get
of
away
all,
with the shit in 2021 that you could get away with in 1975 or 1985 when Dr. York was running around.
that's a
And
fact.
Dr. York paid the price because he couldn't get away with the shit in the 80s or even into the 90s up to the 2000s that Elijah Muhammad was able to get away with, back in the 30s or 40s, or you know what I'm saying? Like, there's things that you got to do. Any blueprint, you know what I'm saying? Whether you're taking a blueprint to build a construction building, well, if the blueprint was written 50 years ago, you're going to have to take into account the environmental changes, any changes to the landscape. There's a lot of things you got to do to update a blueprint before you just pull out a 50 or 100-year-old blueprint and think
That's
you
a
can
fact.
apply it in your time. So clearly, Brother Polight got a saying, I'm too smart to be broke and some shit. Nigga, you clearly not smart enough. I'm too smart to be locked up, my nigga.
Yeah.
I'm too smart to rape children, my nigga. Like
Boom.
he be saying that shit like he said, I'm too smart to be broke. Nigga, clearly you not that smart, buddy, because right now, I'm sure he still got like he's trying to put this image out there to people like he got a lot of money. He don't. He live in hotels. You know what I'm saying? Now, what he's doing is he's trying to make a big run financially. So right now, when he do videos, he's posting how much money he making this person and that person and this person and that person. That's all a promo. He's promoing because right now he needs money. Like the legal fees and everything is
Yeah,
taxing him. And the fact that he got all these legal fees and a lot of people that was supporting him now is not. People's not buying the books. They not sending in bread. They like, nah, nigga. I don't even care if you do know how to make money, nigga. You're a pedophile, bro, and I'm good on that. Like, I'm not, so he's really trying to drive money right now. I got money. I got money. I got money. Look, I'm making people money and I got money. I'm making people money and I got money. Rolls Royce Diaries. He's doing that at a substantial risk to himself. And if people don't really understand, that shows that they not really street type of people. Like a lot of people want to pass themselves off as if they from the street. But if you from the street, and when I say from the street, I don't mean like you was a killer or a thug or whatever, but just from the street, that means that you was either in the street or you got family that was in the street. You know that the court system deals with respect and honor. You know what I'm saying? Now we know it's a flawed system and all that, but if the court feels like you disrespecting them, they're gonna smack the fire out of you. They're
that's
gonna
a
go
fact.
above and beyond to make an example out of you.
That's a fact.
So one of the things that the court takes very seriously is the gravity of your situation. That you accepting the gravity of whatever your charges is. That they need you to accept
Whether you
that
did them or
gravity.
not, that you understand just how important the situation is, or how that you could lose your
Right,
freedom or whatever. Yeah,
right. So
that you
Polight
respect the
might
court.
already know that he's going down. See, people is not understand, like they not taking in their mind. Like, how would I behave if I knew I was going down? Well, if you was Brother Polight, what you would do is behave like nothing's happening because you still need people to send in as much as money as possible so you could put your defense together. You need people to send in as much as money as possible so you could put money aside for your family when you're sitting down and you can't make no more money. You need to make as much as money as possible because some people might start hitting the refund button asking for money back that they sent you over the last month or 2 months, like whatever, because of these charges. Like, nigga, we're not supporting the pedophile. So he has to pretend like everything is all good and, Rolls Royce Diaries and all this other shit. But every time he does that, like the first couple videos he did,
Hold
it
on
was
one
like,
second. I want to give you P codes. Don't lose your spot. I want to give you Pico Slim's response. Pico Slim says the issue is a lot of us really supported and love him because the celebrities. It's like finding out Santa Claus is fake as a kid. We're gonna need a minute to process. That kind of refers back to what you was talking about
Oh,
Floyd
I'm saying, but
Mayweather.
I was this. That was a fake too. You know what I'm saying? Like what he was doing was he would stand in front of the Mondrian. Like first of all, this yo, my bad had to say crazy. He would pay the people, like he would tip the people at the Mondrian
Brother
so that they
Polight,
would
keep
hang
going.
around. Yeah, he would. The Mondrian is a hotel out there, like in Hollywood, that a lot of people, it's like 700, 800, $1,200 a night type shit. Sometimes $600 a night. Like it's an expensive hotel. So he would pay the people that work in the hotel. You know what I'm saying? Tip money, so he can hang around. Like he don't have a room in there. He got a room at the Circle, the hotel around the corner, the cheap shit. But he would hang around the Mondrian, and he'd pay like the people that'll get you up out of there. He'd tip them $10, $15. Because remember, they working regular people that work in hotels, and he would just tip them and start conversations with them, get to know them, so that they would allow him to hang around the Mondrian all the time. So celebrities now, like in the world of getting money, let's forget celebrities for a second. Let's just take this to people with money.
Also, we
People
got
with money.
timeline
People with,
because
hold
my
on,
battery's
I
running
gotta
out.
go. I gotta keep flowing because I be forgetting shit.
All right.
People with money, they consistent with, they like to deal with people that they feel is in their same space. So when Polight is hanging around the Mondrian, it's people that get money that's in the Mondrian that constantly see him at the Mondrian that goes, oh, this nigga must really get money because he's always at the Mondrian. So when he would see these celebrities at the Mondrian in and out, he'd just ask them, hey, do you mind if I take a picture with you? And of course the celebrity goes, oh, okay, yeah, sure, take a pic. Then he'll wait a couple of weeks to post the pic, and when he posts the pic, he would title the pic some other type of way, what would make people think that it's something more than it really is. So like right now, if out of nowhere I see a basketball player in my neighborhood and I ask him, oh, let me take a pic, we take a pic. Then later on, I write on the pic, oh, out here training with my brother such and such, blah blah blah. You see what I'm saying? So he'll phrase the picture like as if he got a relationship with the person and they
Copy.
doing something where he's somehow connected to them.
Copy.
And so he built up a lot of those on his Instagram platform. And that allowed him to actually start to move into those spaces, because now when you're striking up conversations with people and you show them your Instagram and you say, I'm a celebrity mentor, and you show them your Instagram and you go, look at all these people, they go, oh shit, he must be a celebrity mentor because look, he got the pictures. But really, that was like a scam. That was like a setup. That was a setup. And then the people looking at that like, oh shit. So now, fast forward years later, when people see him with a Floyd Mayweather, they don't realize that that was a carefully crafted process of almost stalking, but building up, so that way you would have a frame of reference when you get around people. You know what I'm saying? He tried to do it with 50 Cent, but we shut it down and we didn't allow it to happen with 50 Cent.
Oh,
You know what I'm
wow.
saying? So that's a whole long story. You know what I'm saying? Because we was out there in Vegas with 50 Cent for the weekend, and I'm good friends with the people that run effing. You know what I'm saying? Like that's my guy.
I
But yeah, so we shut that down. You know what I'm saying? So it's a whole bunch of shit to him. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a lot of shit to it.
black. Inky. So my phone is about to die. Both of my phones.
Oh shit. Yeah. We'll go in anyway. You know what I'm saying? Because the crazy shit is everybody want these Polight exclusive stories, and what's funny is now Polight is repaying me, and
Yo, I've been reposting your
yo,
videos. You see me?
yo, look, the nigga that repaid me in gold, because anything he owed me in money, his stories is now, and nobody knows Polight outside of his wives
Yeah.
in this capacity. And the crazy thing is, God really kept me safe over the years because I never got tied up in no money shit with Polight. You know what I'm saying?
Copy.
Anytime I tried to do something financially with him, either I got beat, you know what I'm saying? Or it was just something that I invested in him to
God
see him
protected
do.
him.
You know, like he'll need a venue for a lecture or something. You know what I'm saying? We'll put up some bread for that or something. But thank God that I never got involved with none of them paperwork scams or, you know, like Sonetta was splitting all that money. He was scamming from people down. You know, like Sonetta got to figure out what he's going to do because he was the one splitting all the money, you know, with Polight. You know, they breaking that bread down. Like people, a lot of people ask, like, Sonetta, why would you keep bringing him back on your platform every time he was scamming people? And it's only one real answer, obviously, because he was getting some of the money. Duh.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? Like he was getting some of that money. You know what
Yo,
I'm
I
saying?
gotta let you go. My phone is about to die, and I want to have at least 5 or 6 minutes for the walkout.
Yup.
Yo,
Well, shit, we all we got. You already know.
yo, I need you to come on the show more often, man. This is not the first
Yeah,
time
yeah,
I've
yeah.
told you
I
that.
mean, you know, of course, we family, so you know. Yeah, but you know, my shit be crazy. You know what I'm saying with the children and all that. But yeah, definitely, as this shit evolves, you know, I keep you and your you know your team, you know, the BBN family. You know what I'm saying?
Not
I
just
definitely.
that. I don't only want you to come talk about that. Like, there's other topics that I like discussing with you. We like mines.
Nah. I got you on that. And I'm mad though that I haven't got to see a nigga get bags this morning. Like that's crazy.
I actually hit 2 people. I just didn't call them out because we on the phone and shit.
Come on, you
I didn't
bugging.
wanna fuck you up though. I didn't wanna. Okay, next time I'm gonna
Okay,
call it out.
you know what? That, but I'm just saying, I would have preferred to throw some bags
Copy.
than the bug distraction. Now, the shitting on the basketball court, that's a serious damn issue. We gotta stop the fucking. We gotta
Damn.
straighten this shit out. But you can't just be shitting in the middle of the park. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, the bug distraction, we could have switched that for some bags, damn it. I'm a little bag deficient. I need to throw some bags at somebody. I think I'm going to just go and start a live stream on my channel just to throw a nigga out and turn off the live stream.
Yo, you wanna know the funniest shit in the world? I'm gonna tell you the funniest shit. Every fucking person I meet, every influencer, every celebrity, all of these niggas that I meet that know about the BBN, all of them niggas love the bags. All of them niggas love the fact I be kicking niggas out. Every last one of them.
Well, it's because that's what you do. See, you know what it is? You did it so much, you probably wasn't paying attention, but it became a part of your show. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, we tune in to George Jefferson to see the walk, to see him curse out Tom. Like that's a part of the show. Those are the things that's gonna happen pretty much every show, every other show. So you become accustomed to that. So if you don't see it, you're like, damn, that show was whack. What the fuck? You know, with the main shit. You know what I'm saying? So that's like a part of the thing that people come to the BBN network for. It's like, oh, we're gonna see a few niggas get hit with bags, you know what I'm saying? And then everybody get to participate in it. So I'm sure that there's people that's a part of your network that shit is probably like therapeutic and helps them get through their day. You know, they be frustrated with shit going on in their own life, baby mama, baby daddy, shit going on at work. And they get to just say fuck that and kick a nigga out, a random motherfucker, just throw a motherfucker out. Just you know, like just fucking throwing this nigga the fuck out. You know what I'm saying? Get the fuck out of here. We gonna rally up together and kick this nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? They get to release that little, you know what I'm saying, that they can deal with their shit. You know what I'm saying? Like without a
Copy.
cigarette, they didn't need to get high, they didn't need to drink, they just had to throw somebody out real quick. You know? That's part of the outlet for people's energy. You know what I'm saying? Like, so
Copy.
yeah.
Yo, I'm gonna holler at you later, my brother. I appreciate you. You already know.
Yes, sir. Peace to the family.
Later. Yo, y'all gotta go check out my cousin Inky page. I'm gonna call out all the drops that happen. Y'all gotta go check out my cousin Inky. I gotta get out of this shit. Hold on. Y'all gotta go check out Inky's page. Drop the link again. Go follow my brother. Let me call out the drops that happened while we was in conversation real quick, because I didn't want to interrupt him. He was on a roll. I know I don't have no issue interrupting a guest, but he was on a roll. I ain't really want to stop him. Shout out to Dog Soldier with the $5 drop. Shout out to Garrett Crawford with the $20 drop, and shout out to Garrett Crawford again with the $20 drop. Definitely appreciate you guys, all of you guys, everybody that comes to the chats, does the things. I'm gonna let y'all go mainly because the battery is dying. I think we had a good show this morning. My battery is dying, so I gotta let y'all go before I'm on zero. I just want to say a couple of things real quick before we get up out of here. First thing, I want to refer to the Fat Joe situation real quick. I do not 100% know that this information is correct. I don't know if these alleged things that they're saying about Fat Joe right now is true. I don't know if the paperwork is 100% correct. But at this point, I am not going to discount it. I'm not going to say that the paperwork isn't correct. I'm not going to say that the paperwork isn't right. A lot of the things that's said in the paperwork, at least there's one part that I have a little bit of a discrepancy is, and that's where he got the name Joe Crack. But at the same time, why would a person be like, yo, they call me Joey Crack because my pants keep falling down? That is a lie that you would tell. Yeah, they call me Joey Crack because I got all the work on the block. That sounds like a lie that somebody would tell. Anyway, so let me know what y'all guys think. Leave some comments down below after the video. I love y'all. Look, if y'all got, let's go do something productive today. Let's go bring some treats home for the wife or the girlfriend or the husband or the boyfriend or whoever the fuck you got. Let's bring some freaking, shout out to Liberty Hazelton. He said, baby's coming any minute. Shout out to Liberty Hazelton. His daughter-in-law is in labor, I believe, or she's pregnant and she's about to have some kids. He said the baby any minute, so they're in labor. She has, she's having twins, a boy and a girl. Let's clap it up for their family, growing a lot bigger, a lot more love to give out over there, and a lot more love to be received. So salute to Liberty Hazelton and his family, and let's give some of our strength and also our admiration to that woman that's going through birth. With that being said, I'm gonna let y'all go. Everybody, if y'all wanna, everybody, I'm gonna let y'all go. I got to go work on some videos, got to get some other stuff done. We have a new show that should be debuting today. We have a new show that should be debuting today. It's going to take me a couple of shows to get all the wrinkles worked out, but we got a new show that should be debuting today, and we are working on different content. I just didn't want to tell you about the show because I wasn't sure which day it was going to come out. It was actually supposed to drop the day before yesterday, but I believe it's going to be dropping today, hopefully. I just got to get through the kinks, and I love y'all. Go out there, be productive. Appreciate the world. Manifest greatness. Like, comment, subscribe. Join the notification gang. Hashtag Bronx Bombers. Let's get it. I love y'all. Take care of each other. Hug the kids for me. I haven't forgotten about you. And that's all I get on this one. I'm out.